So what we will do, we want to borrow the money from the university, hire the extra professors before we start the course, and then pay back the university the money we borrowed from the fees we've charged. And that's exactly what we did. So we hired new research professors on the basis of these new programs. However, probably the biggest implication of e-learning is that the role of professors must change. The reason is that in addition to their subject expertise, we're now looking for a knowledge of pedagogy, of how people learn, a new way of how best to organize teaching. You saw that chart, where should I be on that chart in terms of mixed mode or fully distanced and so on. And they need to work in teams. What we're doing with technology is raising the skill level of both professors and the people who manage them. Very interesting report came out of Europe recently. The European Commission has been investing very heavily in what they call ICT in Europe, and been very disappointed in the results in terms of the number of universities using it. So they hired some consultants who organized a big conference. They organized a conference of all the people involved, from presidents right down. Why wasn't technology being used more? And one of the main reasons was that the management didn't understand the issues. Presidents and vice presidents didn't understand the issues involved in e-learning. They didn't understand the need for change. They just thought that by asking professors to do it, it would happen. So they had no strategies for change other than throw a bit of money at individual professors in the hope that they would hire some grad students and do some good e-learning, and it didn't work that way. So both teachers and managers in higher education are inadequately prepared to do high-quality technology-based teaching because we've raised the skill level and we're not training them for it. So it's a bit tough for the professors. They're suddenly pushed into a situation which is not of their making. So what do? Well, the first thing is they can do nothing, and that's what many of them are doing, particularly the ones coming up for retirement. Why would they go to all this effort if they're going to retire in a few years? Hang on a bit longer, I can get away with it. They can work harder, and a lot of them are doing that. And in fact, many professors, I think the higher education system has been more than lucky in the way that professors have been very keen to do this and have taken this on. So a lot of professors have worked harder. They can retrain. They can retrain or be trained to teach using technology. And some of them do that, but to be honest, it's not something that they're really interested in doing. If they've got any spare time, they want to put that into research rather than into teaching. And also, it doesn't work very well. You know, you send somebody on a course at the end of the year, you know, it's a one-week course, they usually end up just really learning the technical skills. They don't really get enough into, I mean, we've got 60 years of research into how people learn, and how much you're going to learn in a week about that. And it's difficult. Or they can work in teams. In other words, they don't have to know all these other things. They can work in a team with other people do, and work with those people in a team. However, it's not the tradition, and there's a fear by many professors that this will take away their autonomy and their academic freedom. It doesn't, of course, because the members in the team are there to support the academic member, not take away their responsibilities for how the teaching should be done. So there are alternatives to increase workload, teamwork and project management. Certainly we need skilled intermediaries such as instructional designers, web programmers and project managers. And also there's been a sort of shotgun approach to e-learning that, for instance, the institution that I'm working with at the moment, the Vice President Academic said that every program must have one course online, at least. Now, you know, if you come back and say, well, some courses and some target groups aren't appropriate for e-learning, that doesn't make much sense, does it? You need to be, you know, you need to pick the winners, the areas where it will best work. So you need to focus on those areas that bring the major benefits. Will universities change? Well, some have. There are a number of universities. Open University of Catalonia, all its courses are online. It is today, I think, the only public university that is fully online. All its courses are online. That's in Spain. Tec de Monterrey in Mexico has moved, very interesting, it was a satellite-delivered university for its graduate programs, and it's moved all its satellite programming now, and they're moving it all to online learning because it's more interactive. University of Central Florida in Orlando, big mainly engineering university set up to serve the Cape Canaveral area, and they now have a blended learning approach where nearly all their courses are either fully online or mixed mode. University of South Australia in Australia, and UBC has moved a long way towards e-learning, but not to replace face-to-face teaching, but in certain areas where it can provide the most advantage. But most won't. They won't change. Why not? Well, research is king and teaching is unrewarded. Why would the professors do this?